What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk, No Premium, back with another episode of the market overview, guys. Today we got a day that we kind of expected as, trending down 2 days in a row, and then a very much a balancing consolidation, quote unquote, chop day, which is what the market does. It trends down and then it consolidates, and then it makes a move either it's going to trend back up or trend again, right? The market trends and the market consolidates. So not expecting much right in today's action, but we knew that this zone in here is we were going to look to be buyers, and it played out well. You could have easily bought the zone a couple times today, and had that work out, which will be a similar game plan we have going until tomorrow. But let's take a look at the data for tomorrow. Mortgage applications come out way early in the morning, and then anything after that, really nothing going on. We can double check with the economic calendar here. Oh, via Market Watch. But Wednesday's really just a nothing burger going on today. Kind of like to see it. We do have Netflix earnings on Thursday, so want to remain cognizant of that. That's going to be the first of all of the big blue chip stonkies. Is Meta that, or excuse me, Meta. That is Netflix on Thursday. Okay, going to the ES chart here. I think it's going to be a very straightforward trade. Either we break down, right? Either we break down underneath this low. We got about 15 points to the downside here, but I'm favoring that this, selling momentum is starting to run out just a smidge. I do think we could get another dip down into the zone. If we hold 50.63, I would look to take a bounce there and likely see a long. Now, if overnight we completely just hold above 50.83, I'd favor even a smaller bounce to look and see if we can get this retrace back up to about 51.60, where I can look to be a seller up here at 51.60, where we can quote unquote breakout and retest. We can bear flag, whatever you want to call this. But I think this breakdown zone retest and see if we can find some sellers up here that could push us down a little bit lower. Ultimately, my target would be about 5,000 to 49.50, which would be in this area down here. On this pullback, that would be ideal. So let's see if tomorrow we can hold here, take some longs back to 51.60, and likely take the sells here and move this thing back lower, or we could just break through what would appear to be this demand here right now, tomorrow. Looking at the NQ chart here, I'm going to zoom it out just a smidge. Oh, I don't know why that opens up like that. 17,800 held. Okay, held in that pre-market, held in. We had dips into that area hold. That'd be great. 18,050. Can watch the retrace into that zone up there for a potential short. But 17,800, that'll be the level to watch. If we hold on any dips into this zone, right? 18,000, 70,800. That's great. Underneath 70,800, we do get way lower. Got about 400 points to the downside. So lots of room here on the NQ trade. I do like the short trade. Ideally, I'd like to be shorter from higher. Little bear flag, little retest, 18,050. If not, can watch 17,800. If we do break this thing, will flush. What appears to be pretty good to the downside. Spy guy. All of these are going to be very much the same, moving very in sync as far as market movement. Dipped into the gap on this daily in the pre-market, actually, I believe, and then didn't do much after that. So baited some people, right? Baited some people to take this gap fill down. Didn't work. So 502.50 can watch the same thing as the ES plan and the NQ plan. If dips into this area, hold great. We can look to sell this thing higher. 508. Excuse me, 509. Pardon me. My apologies. But we do have this gap to fill. And I do like this thing lower down to about 490, but that's just me. Not everything's going to fall straight down to your level. Not everything is going to run straight up to your level, right? You're going to have little pops and drops in between. So right now, if we want to pop and hold above 503 pretty much, that's great. We can look to take this party right back on up to 508, 509, where we look to be some sellers, maybe get us some liquidity to move this thing lower into this gap fill. 497 would it be the gap fill? Can watch it bounce there on the 497. Should we fill that quickly tomorrow? QQQ. QQQ. Inverse hammer? Maybe. I don't know. Right? They really sold everybody to look to get short here at the lows. Didn't work out, but popped it back up. Not really a great chart, as it is still just kind of in this weird balance that you're, not really popping off the lows like you would like it to. Which tells me we can't get the gap fill. I would just probably wait until the gap fill, or the gap, excuse me, gets broken. So now you're going to want to take out this low 429.60. That gets taken out. You have lots of room to the downside here, so it's not like you're splitting hairs as far as room here. I mean, you can underneath this, 429.60 is 3 points down to about or 4 points. Shoot, that's a 4 point drop you got. So plenty of downside there. I favor the bounce down here at about 421, though. There's a small gap fill at 412. Look to sell up into above 435 all the way to about 436.50. Now that's a little bit of a range. But let's see if we can get that sell to work out into this little zone right here. QQ IWM, last but not least today, folks. Whoa, I don't know why it's not updating. Well, that's kind of funky. I definitely have this chart. Whoa, no levels, huh? Ah, that was weird. Need to restart my TOS. Couldn't get back above 196, so that means I could possibly favor a little bit of a dip tomorrow to look to hold though 195 194. Okay, is this like kind of starting to be like an evening star, right? Or I don't know if it's a more whatever the one is where it's down here and then maybe we pop back up. So if we gap up little tiny dip, if we can rip this thing back above 196, I think 200 203 is going to be on tap for tomorrow. But underneath this low that gets taken out, I'm not going to look at any longs until 200 comes, and that's going to be like the 200-day. I'm assuming 190 until 190 comes, and that's going to be the 200-day moving average here on IWM. So we're in a very fragile spots in the market. Do we bounce, okay, and get a nice relief bounce, or do we just continue this almighty sell? We won't know until the open. So that's why you guys need to mark your levels, right? Have your trade plans ready and be ready to execute at them. If you see the range, play the range. Don't diddle in the middle. Guys, that's all I got for you. You got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. See you bright and early. Peace.